Let's talk about the LA Chargers and how close they are. This is a team that early in the year, man, they looked like they were prime and ready to go. However, injuries have crushed them, particularly at the offensive line. This is a team that has lost both tackles. You think about Rashawn Slater before we even get to it. Joe Alt, you're playing with backups and just anybody to fill in spots, and you want to be a team that plays the way that you normally play. Well, you're the Chargers. You want to run the football, you want to get after it, and you want to dominate with a old school throwback offense that gets it done. But when you're not good up front, particularly at the tackles, you can't impose your will on people. Well, given that the trade deadline is on the horizon, I really expect the Chargers to kick the tires and see if they can pry one of these veteran players away from their team to see if they can have an enhanced stopgap while their other players are working back into the rotation. And when I look at the candidates that are available on the open market, look, man, it leaves you wanting more, but it also leaves you maybe intrigued by who could be available and who you could dress up, get ready to play, and get ready to perform at a high level in a week or so. So the candidates that I have three, because I think there are three candidates that the Chargers have to at least explore when it comes to fixing their offensive line. Braxton Jones, offensive tackle for the Chicago Bears, had been a solid starter for the first 5.5, 6 games, and then he's benched. And that probably signals that he's expendable, and you can come get him if you have a hefty amount of respect for him and some draft capital that will satisfy those that are auctioning off. And Braxton Jones, you have someone with experience. You have someone who is coming off a fairly decent game, but was benched for whatever reason. He is someone that is available, and I think that's the first call that you place if you are a team that is looking to upgrade your offensive line, particularly when you have starters that are out. The next guy I would call, and this is someone who is underperformed based on his draft status, but I can't turn off the tape of watching him as a collegian and say that guy no longer exists. But Evan Neal, the offensive tackle and guard for the New York Giants, is someone that you may want to kick the tires on as a former first-round pick who's not getting any burn right now for the Giants, but might be just talented enough on sheer talent without technique to be able to hold his own as a stopgap player at one of these tackle spots. Maybe he just needs a new voice. Maybe he needs to go to the wizard that Jim Harbaugh has proven to be, to become a little tougher, a little rougher, and far more physical than we've seen from the Chargers since the injuries have kind of decimated their lineup. And Neal, someone who has been a bit of a road grader, someone who's been very physical at the point of attack in the past, but has not shown it up consistently as a pro. Maybe, just maybe, going to LA will be the right fit for him, will be the medicine that he needs to be the player that many envisioned when he was a first-round pick. And then the last one, Dylan Radunz, coming from the New Orleans Saints. He is another one who could be available. And if you're the Chargers, you want to kick the tires because he has been a guy who has started in this league. He is a guy who does have a bit of an old school, tough guy mentality and playing style that would work for the Chargers. You have to understand that the Chargers have remade themselves into a physical team that wants to play bully ball with all of their opponents at the line of scrimmage. Well, to play bully ball, you got to have some bullies up front. And Radunz shows some of that bully ball mentality when it comes to being able to beat people up at the line of scrimmage, the way he finishes off, the way that he goes about his business. It works. If I am the Chargers and I'm looking at these three names, the guy that I'm probably going to focus on is the last one. Dylan Radunz, because of the toughness, because of the versatility, because of who he is, I am more likely to get him up and going than I would the others. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the others make their way to the Bolts. But if I had my druthers, if I am trying to get this done as the general manager for the Chargers, I'm Joe Ortiz. I'm going to cast my lot with Radunz because at least he gives me someone who's young and active at it. And by the way, if I'm the Chargers and I'm trying to get above the line, which says on FanDuel Sportsbook that the line is Chargers over 7.5 wins. If I want to get above the line, I'm going to go all in to make sure that I scour the market, find someone that I can trade for up front so we can get back to playing the way that we want to play, which is a physical run game that sets Justin Herbert up for success on deep balls off play action. Those things happen in LA. You can pencil those guys in to the AFC playoff field.